السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good morning grade 6. How are you? Today we will study lesson 3 of unit 11. It will be grammar 1. We will complete speaking about the reported speech. But today inshallah we will study reported speech for the questions, for interrogative. Okay? Before we study the rule, study the grammar, we have to listen to this interview. Okay? Listen, exercise number 1. Listen and read. Who was interviewed on the news? Who was interviewed on the news? You have to listen carefully to this interview, then answer this question. Who was interviewed on the news? Now listen carefully, please. Okay? Listen.
99. Listen and read. Who was in listening 99? Listen and read. Who was interviewed on the news?
On the news last night, a reporter interviewed an astronaut in space.
Wow! What did he ask him?
First, he asked him where he was. The astronaut said he was at the International Space Station. Then, the reporter asked the astronaut what he did in space.
What did he say?
He said he had fixed a satellite and done some research.
What else did the reporter ask?
He asked him who was at the space station with him, and he also asked him when he was landing back on Earth. The astronaut said his work was nearly finished and that he was landing on Earth in 4 days.
Yeah, you listen again.
Listening 99. Listen and read. Who was interviewed on the news?
On the news last night, a reporter interviewed an astronaut in space.
Wow! What did he ask him?
First, he asked him where he was. The astronaut said he was at the International Space Station. Then, the reporter asked the astronaut what he did in space.
What did he say?
He said he had fixed a satellite and done some research.
What else did the reporter ask?
He asked him who was at the space station with him, and he also asked him when he was landing back on Earth. The astronaut said his work was nearly finished and that he was landing on Earth in 4 days.
Yeah, I will read for you again. Jack. On the news last night, a reporter interviewed an astronaut in space. Wow! What did he ask him? First, he asked him where he was. The astronaut said he was at the International Space Station. Then, the reporter asked the astronaut what he did in space. What did he say? He said he had fixed a satellite and done some research. What else did the reporter ask? He asked him who was at the space station with him, and he also asked him when he was landing back on Earth. The astronaut said his work was nearly finished and that he was landing on Earth in 4 days. Who was interviewed on the news? Very excellent. Astronaut. Right? Astronaut. Okay? Go to next exercise. It will be read and learn. Read and learn. Okay? Reported speech, WH question. Reported speech, WH question. We have two kinds of questions. The questions which begin with the auxiliary verb like do, did, is, are, will, can. This we call them yes or no question. Okay? And the other kind of question which begin with WH question words like who, where, which, when. Also we have HO questions. HO questions. HO questions like the questions or all the questions which begin with how many, how much, how high, all, how old. All these we call them WH or HO question. We deal with them as one rule. Okay, one rule for all these questions. But we have one rule for yes or no questions. So, in reported speech, when we are dealing with the questions, we have to know what kind of question is this or is this sentence. Okay? If you will answer this question with yes or no, it will be yes or no questions. We make one rule for this. But if our question begin with HO or WH question word, you have to deal with this kind with a specific rule or with another rule. Okay, understand? So all the questions aren't the same. We have to know what kind of question or what type. We have two kinds of questions. Yes or no question, WH or HO questions. Okay? Yes or no question have a rule. WH or HO questions have another rule. Okay, understand? Now, in reported speech, we have the WH question. It will be the same for HO question. Okay? Because for all WH or HO question, we use the question word as a conjunction or as a linking word. Okay? But in yes or no question, we use if or whether. Okay, understand? Okay. Reported speech WH questions. When you report WH question, the question or the word order, it changes. We change from question to a sentence. Like what? Look at these examples. Direct speech, reported speech. He changed the sentence to indirect here or reported. Where are you? This is a question. Where are you? Observe or notice where, the question word, are auxiliary verb, you the subject, at the end question mark. Go to the reported speech. He asked him where he was. There is a very big difference. Where he was. Look, he used where as a linking word or conjunction. He put where. Then are you, the tense, present simple. It will change to past simple. Okay? So are will change to was or were. Here he asked him. So you refer to another one, another person, man or boy. He asked him where he was. Then we change after we know the subject of the sentence and change the pronouns. After we know the verb and change it from present to past, we will put the order of the sentence, the regular sentence, which begin with subject then verb. At the end we put full stop. Go to next. Why are you in space? Why are you in space? He asked him why he was in space. Look, why he was in space. are you? It will change to he was. Why? He was in space. Put question mark? No, teacher. Put full stop because the question mark in the question sentence, interrogative sentence. Next, what do you do in space? What do you do in space? He asked him what he did in space. Do you do? Present simple. It will change to past simple. Change from question to regular sentence. So it will be he did in space. Who else is at the space station? He asked who else was at the space station. Who else? Keep who else. Is change to was. At the space station, keep it. When are you landing on Earth? When are you landing on Earth? He asked him when he was landing on Earth. Are you? It will be he was, then landing. He was landing on Earth. Understand? It is very easy and very interesting subject. The reported speech, I love it too much. Reported speech, it's very easy and very nice. Okay, it's very interesting. Okay, but it needs more understanding. It needs from you to be careful, to be accurate. You have to think of anything in the sentence and take it step by step. Okay, all in your mind, then write at your paper. Go to next exercise number 3, read and circle. He asked us to read the sentence carefully and circle the correct word or correct answer. Number 1. What's your name? Sarah asked. What's your name? Sarah asked. Sarah asked her what was her name or what was her name was. You have to choose. Was her name or her name was. Very good. Her name was. Number 2. Where do you live? Tess asked. Where do you live? Tess asked. Tess asked him where he lives or where he lived. Do you live? Present simple. It will be past simple. Where is past? This present and this past. So we will change or we will choose he lived. Make circle around he lived. Number 3. What is your favorite food? What is your favorite food? Ask it Josh, sorry, I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't see carefully the letters because I read from my laptop. There is a light making flash or reflection on the screen. Okay, so you have to understand this. What is your favorite food? Asked Josh. Josh asked him what his favorite food is or what his favorite food was. Very excellent. Oh, was. Make circle around was. Okay. Number 4. Why is Sandy sad? Ask John. Why is Sandy sad? Ask John. John asked me. Why was Sandy or why Sandy was sad? Very excellent. Sandy was. Sandy was. Okay, make circle around Sandy was. Number 5. When are we eating lunch? Asked Dave. When are we eating lunch? He's hungry. Asked Dave. Dave asked him when we were eating lunch or when we are eating lunch. Dave asked him When we were eating lunch. Very good. Make circle around were eating lunch. Were eating lunch. Okay. Number 6. Who is your teacher? Who is your teacher? Asked Jessica. Jessica asked them who was their teacher or who their teacher was. Who was their teacher or who their teacher was. Very excellent. Their teacher was. Make circle around their teacher was. Okay? Go to next exercise. It will be speaking and you will do it at home with your mom or with your father, sister, or with yourself. Okay? Look at the mirror and ask, then answer. Okay? It's a very nice game. Talk, I will help you. Talk about the questions. Talk about the questions. If you want any help, you can go to your irregular verb list in your workbook. Okay? What is your favorite space food? Okay? The writing isn't clear here. These are the questions. He wants you to change these questions from direct speech to reported speech. You can write. Okay? This is the direct speech. He wants you to change to indirect or to reported. I make for you number 1. What is your favorite space food? The children asked him, I think, what their favorite food, space food was. Look, be careful. Your favorite space food, all these words, the subject. Okay? So, the question will be like this. The children asked him. The children, these in the class, asked this astronaut. They asked him, what is your favorite space food? So, when I want to change this question from direct to indirect or reported, it will be like this. The children asked him what his favorite space food was. Okay, understand? I want you to make number 2, 3, and 4. After you finish, you will go to your workbook. Page 94 and complete the exercise in page 94 as practice on reported WH questions. Okay, I wish you understand our lesson today, inshallah. I wish you a very nice time at home. Goodbye, my dear friends.